here it is. And I can just basically sum this one up in that this is it's cute. This is a cute little binocular. If it's actually intended for youth, okay, kudos. It's very nice. It's a nice weight. It's a nice shape. Feels good in the hand. I found the focuser rather acceptable. Really, if you're just talking about something as inexpensive as this is, which, you know, I managed to get this thing. I think it's used. It may have been pitched to me as open box, but, you know, it doesn't matter because it's like new in every aspect. Got it for 48 bucks. How can you go wrong? You know, I got a nice Christmas present for someone. Yeah, it's cute, it's light, and I suppose, being Vortex, we're looking at a fully warranted binocular. I mean, wow, for that inexpensive a binocular, let's just say around $60 retail. Why not? But we'll be doing basically two different reviews all at the same time. One is just the review on the binocular itself, and the other is, of course, answering our contributor's question, how does it compare to the Kawa YF2? YF2 is 6 by 30, not 6.5 by 32. So it isn't going to be a perfect comparison, but we'll try and make it happen. Just checking my cheat sheet up here. If you look, and I'll be talking about this in another video coming up soon, if you look at, let's say, the trunk of a pine tree, and you can have any number of binoculars of the same power, some of them, your not so great ones, you'll be looking at that pine tree, and at your finest focus, okay, it's a magnified image of that pine tree, you're getting detail, but you can tell. You just know. The brain works, and you just know. It's not in as sharp a focus as my human eye. If I were simply closer to the tree, proportional to the magnification that I'm using here, it just simply isn't real. You know, it's not as sharp as my human eye would make it. That's a certain class of binocular. You get up higher than that, and then that you're looking at it and you're going, man, that's as sharp as my human eye would be making it out. That's my perception. Does that mean that all those binoculars that are reaching that point are equal in their performance? I'd say no. Some of them can actually be sharper than the next one. It's just you aren't registering it. There's maybe some X-Men out there who really can tell the difference, but your average person's not going to. They're just going to be throwing up to their eyes and going, oh, that's dead nuts, and it's sharp and it's real looking. But you go through much finer tests and you can see gradations of performance where something may be just a tad sharper, you know, like using an eye chart or using the 1951 resolution test target. Then again, you'll get some of them that are so markedly superior that while individually throwing it up, you go, wow, you know, that looks real. It looks like I'm looking at it with my eye. You throw the better one up that's markedly better, a whole different threshold, and you're going to go, ooh, wow, that just jumped out at me. That's not this. This is fine for a kid. You know, personally, I think you'd be just as well served spending half as much as I spent and just get something off of eBay, you know, a 7 by 35 wide field from a few decades ago, and probably the kid's gonna be fine with it. But if you want something that kind of looks and resembles like Dad's Vortex, Dad's Crossfire, or Dad's Diamondback, or whatever. Okay, I get it. I understand. And it is a cute little unit at 6.5. It did pretty good. It's just short of having that looking fully focused look if you're looking at the tree trunk. And unlike the Kawa, which tends to approach that real lifelike look, this just doesn't quite make it. At the end of this review, we're going to know why. The sweet spot, however, 55%. The sweet spot for the Kawa was only 50%. So this thing wins when it comes to the sweet spot. Color, they were about equal. Nothing much to speak of. Real, it's a nice color. It's nothing super rich, but real. The 1951 test target. This time it was conducted at 50 yards, not 60. Again, that was just to position everything in a way that we were getting good late afternoon light on the target. They both came out at group -1, element 1. So in one sense, you can say, yeah, this is just as good as the Kawa. However, this is 6.5 power. And the Kawa was completely equal to this at 6 power. What does that tell you? And again, we'll get to the reason for that at the end. Control of color aberration is about equivalent. Really couldn't see much difference, though I have no knowledge of there being any kind of extra low dispersion glass being used in the Kawa. Bottom line, though, is, yeah, it's good. No problem there. Transparency, this was ever so slightly not quite as transparent as the Kawa. The Kawa was very clear. Brightness is good. On the Kawa, it's very good. There's a reason for that at the end. Now, what people are calling an eye box, or I've never really used this terminology, though I've spoken on the concept. The ability to just throw it to your eye and, see what you're going to see, it's fine, and I couldn't really make out a difference between them. They seemed perfectly equal to me. Eye relief with this thing is just fine. With glasses, you'll see the edge of the field. So the kid's going to see the edge of the field. No real difference between them other than this, I believe, has like 18.7 millimeters eye relief. That's good. The Kawa, 20. So if you got extra thick glasses, maybe you'll be better off with the Kawa. Rectilinear distortion. Both were very good in that department for what they are. Yes, there's some bending of your objects as you get out towards the edge of the field, but not so severe as I've seen in a lot of others. Rather decent. I don't know if that really tells you much, but it's decent. Depth of field for both of them was okay. The Kawa was superior, but not by a whole lot. Short focus, the Bantam wins this one. It has, 3.7 meters to its short focus, whereas Kawa lists theirs at 5 meters. I checked them for glare and flare, and there's some. What do you expect? Not bad, not terribly bad. Just you point it a little bit towards the sun, and you start getting some flares. So there again, what do you expect? We're talking $100 or less binoculars. Did star testing with them, even though it's not really what you'd expect to be using them for, especially at such low powers. Nonetheless, both of them managed to give good images of stars, no squish spiders, no comas, no, I'm talking about the center, just no distorted images. They were nice, round, you know, images of stars. I will say that the Koa gave more uniformed, perfectly round star images. Reason coming up at the end. Both of them are waterproof. Center focus for the Bantam I found to be smoother than on the Koa, and I mean by a significant margin. The Koa that has a kind of a stagey, spongy focuser. It's its weak spot. The image is fantastic, but yeah, focus, the Bantam totally wins with a very nice, I mean, it's not alpha, but it's perfectly fine, especially for kids. I mean, geez. The diopter, it's non-locking, so it's not like its bigger brothers, but it's stiff enough to where while you might find it a little hard to find and adjust, it's not going to move on you. And really, for again, kind of like the GPO Passion ED that we reviewed, it's a buried design. It's just a ring with grooves all the way around it, and it's flush with the tube, so there's really nothing hanging out to rub against anything and lose position on. I like that. The body is plastic, but it's well molded. It's got these nice, cute little thumb grooves in here. The kids should like that. They got something like Dad's. There's nothing wrong with plastic, especially on something this small. It's certainly stiff enough, and it makes for, the rubber has a nice stippling to it. It's not deep, but I mean it's nice textured overall. I like it. Vortex did a good job. Now I took a look at and this is interesting too, the objective covers. They're actually, while they're strapped on the outside with the typical rubber band, they're internally fitting, and they're rather secure. You get them in position, they don't tend to fall off. It's a nice touch. And your objective lenses, they're buried in this body well over a 1/4 inch. They're well protected. Nice, well thought out. Inside, you look straight down through, and you'll see a few bright edges, but for the most part, internally, it's well matted, nice matte black coating throughout. Okay, good job. The eye cups. Let's get to the eye cups. These are, they're plastic. They're 3-position. 1, 2, 3. That's all you get, but that's fine. With my glasses, I can keep them down. I get a perfect view of the field. It's, yeah, nice. How's it compare to the Kowa? Well, the Kowa has what I would say is 4, more like 3.5, because that last click just really is meager. And I would say that while both of them are stiff enough, both of them give eye cups that are stiff enough that they don't really fall too easy if you push on them. I'm going to give the nod to Vortex's Bantam here in that actually they're a bit more resistant to collapse. They're a bit more positive. So yeah, in that sense, yeah, it beats the Kowa. The weight, supposedly, I'm just going by literature, 14.4 ounces versus Kowa's 16.58. is what I measured on my scale. Not enough difference for me, but you know, we're talking about kids. Maybe it makes a difference for kids. But now we're at the end, and now I get to give you the reason why, on the optical level, the Kawa just is better. It's a much more sharp, much more real image. At 6 power, it's able to hold in to the same target as 6.5. 6.5 did it by pure power, but it simply isn't as sharp. You're not going to get the same quality. And that's just coming down, even though China's doing better and better job, and a lot of their stuff is really getting impressive. It's Chinese optics, folks. And the Kawa is Japanese. And fully multi-coated? No, not fully multi-coated. The Kawa, fully multi-coated. And it has that special KR coating that Kawa puts on their premium binoculars, you know, to slough off water and dust and such. It's a nice touch. They just simply put, there's simply more in the glass with the Kawa. Is it enough to matter? Not for a kid. Like I say, I'd get them a cheap used 7x35. They should be happy, unless they just doggone want to have something that looks like Dad's. No, if you want a small, light, handy binocular that's not just for a kid, but suits the eyes of an adult who knows what a good image is supposed to look like, yeah, put your money, a little bit of extra money, into the Kawa YF2. But for the purpose, for a kid's binocular that even an adult can walk, I'll be happy walking around with this. It's a good image. It's fine. Yeah, for what Vortex was trying to come up with, I think they did a great job. Definite thumbs up on this one. And I don't think you're going to lose either way. That's it. And have a great day. Bye.